Israel's military said it has recovered the bodies of 6 hostages killed by Hamas militants in Gaza, including an Israeli-American captive, dealing fresh heartbreak to relatives who fear time is running out for loved ones seized by the militants more than 10 months ago. Among the bodies found was that of California native Hirsch Goldberg Pollen, whose ordeal after he was taken at gunpoint at the Nova Music Festival on October 7 led to him becoming one of the faces of the devastating international hostage crisis that has challenged the leadership of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and triggered widespread destruction in Gaza. Israeli soldiers found the 6 bodies in tunnels under the enclave, according to the military. The hostages were brutally murdered by Hamas terrorists, a short while before we reached them, Israel Defense Forces, IDF, spokesperson Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari said in a briefing. The parents of 23-year-old Goldberg Pollen have been among the most vocal of the hostage families pushing Netanyahu to seek a deal securing their relatives' return. Their tireless and high-profile campaigning saw them meet with world leaders, and earlier this month, give an emotional address at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. With broken hearts, the Goldberg Pollen family is devastated to announce the death of their beloved son and brother, Hirsch. The family thanks you all for your love and support and asks for privacy at this time, the family said in a statement. The Israeli military named the other 5 victims as Eden Yerushalmi, Carmel Gat, Elmig Sarusi, Alex Lobanov and Ori Danino. CNN is reaching out to their families. U.S. President Joe Biden said the bodies were recovered under the city of Rafah in southern Gaza. I am devastated and outraged, Biden said in a statement released by the White House that also paid tribute to Goldberg Pollen's parents. They have been courageous, wise, and steadfast, even as they have endured the unimaginable, Biden said. They have been relentless and irrepressible champions of their son and of all the hostages held in unconscionable conditions. Goldberg Pollen and friends hid inside a small bomb shelter when Hamas gunmen launched their murderous attack on Israel's southern border. As militants began to throw grenades into the bunker, Goldberg Pollen rushed to throw them out, before his arm was blown off from the elbow down, according to a first-hand account from his friend. Anguish and misery. Goldberg Pollen's death in particular will reverberate not just in Israel but in U.S. political circles. His parents Rachel and Jonathan have regularly met top U.S. officials in Washington to press the case of the hostages, and their emotional address to top Democrats at the convention earlier this month inextricably tied the hostages' fate to U.S. policy over the war in Gaza. Rachel Goldberg Pollen told CNN in January that she wears a piece of tape marking each day that has passed since her son was kidnapped. At her convention speech, she described life since October 7 as like living on another planet. Anyone who is a parent or has had a parent can try to imagine the anguish and misery that John and I and all the hostage families are enduring, she told delegates.